need to talk about your booty. As we get into middle age, as we all know, um, your if you're like me and your ass is turned into a paper plate, that's why yoga is so beneficial because it is really good at muscle building over time. If you are starting out wanting to add bulk, um, probably going to the gym is a quicker way to go. But yoga adds balance, muscle tone very quickly. Well, not very quickly, but it's not as quick as going to the gym to bulk up. But you'll notice a kind of an immediate difference is what I'm trying to say, not only in length but in strength. So, and as we get older, your butt starts getting tight from sitting, walking, everything that we do. I'm starting to think that maybe it happens because we have literally worked our asses off. But they're always tight, and arthritis is very, very common. So I'm going to show you some stuff, go through a sequence, excuse me, without Terry talking so much. We know that, excuse me, we know that pretty much, yeah, we can pinpoint it. We know we have, some sciatica. We know we have lower back pain. Arthritis, as we know, is very common. So, basically, it all hurts. It's all tight through our core, hip flexors. And one thing that I want to show you that we don't think about when we think about our lower back pain or our sciatica, knees and stuff like that is your psoas. We have psoas basically so you can curl yourself into a ball so that we weren't eaten by dinosaurs. And so they're really tight all the time. They're also one of those muscles groups that can be hard to keep stretched out. Okay, so I'm going to use my pillow, but you can use your blocks here. You can use a stack of books, but I'm just going to use my pillow because it's handy dandy, and I'm going to show you that you don't have to have blocks if you don't need to, but you, like I said, you can have two stacks of books or one. So we're just, because that's what your psoas do, right? They pick your leg up, right? So, and if your blocks, I can go a little bit farther. Like I said, you can do it with blocks, and as you get used to doing this, you can make the stack of books higher. And do a few sets of these. But this will strengthen them, but it will also help actually help loosen up the other parts of your body that, I'm sorry, this camera angle ain't the best. Maybe I could do it from the side and it would be better. Get you idea there though. You can use a stack of books, do a few sets of those. That can actually be more of a warm up and a stretch thing than it is a pose. So that can actually, it's okay being one of the first things that you do. If you would prefer, let me try this way, maybe we can get a better angle here. I want you to look at my stomach, I'm sure. So you can start out just with some basic leg lifts. If you want to first, before you want to do, if you want to do that, and you want to get your psoas ready for it, just do some small leg lifts on both sides. So remember, another thing about your psoas, here's a, so the cobbler is a good one to stretch out your psoas. It looks just like, there you go. So the cobbler looks just like this. Remember to hinge forward at the hips and exhale on the way down. Then you can come up slowly. Again, let me turn to the side here. And as you come out of your cobbler, lower yourself. Nothing looks good on this laptop, I'm sorry. Lower yourself on your back and go into bound angle. Alright, bring your knees together. Bring them to your face and to your chest. Keep them together. Bring them in. Stretch out your lower back. Take your knees, keep them together if you can. You can make bigger circles and come up on your lower back a little bit. Carefully. Stretch your legs out and up as far as you can. Try to straighten your knees out here. Up, up, up. A little bit more. Be careful, but you can elevate your hips more. Kick yourself up and come up in the back of your hands. Watch your toes. Stretch, stretch. You should feel this in your arches. Flex a point. Nice and easy. Come down nice and slow. Keeping your knees together, drop them to one side. Angel, spread your arms and face the opposite direction of your knees. Try to get those knees to the floor. Stretch, stretch. Let's swing to the other side. Come all the way to the floor, so only my belly sticking out. Bring those knees up again. Bring your arms in. Don't stack your joints here. Get your ankle right behind your knee. Push your knee down. If you want to start this one, this 4 with your leg flat, you can do that too. If you're feeling particularly stiff. Try to push your knee down a little bit. It's also good for psoas. It's my bad leg, and my bad leg hates this part. It's actually easy for me to do this. It takes the pressure off. When you're ready, bring your 4 up. Interlace your fingers behind your knee. Draw your knee in. You should feel this in both your quads. I know I do this a lot, but it's really good. Change sides. Again, sorry about my belly there. Just let me make a wardrobe adjustment. Push the knee down. up, interlace your fingers behind your knee. Remembering to breathe here. Relax out of that. Spread your legs apart, go into corpse pose. Try to push your lower back into the floor. Flatten your lower back. Push, push, push. Pushing your lower back and your pelvis into the floor right here. Extend one arm out. Take the leg from the opposite side. Touch your toes to your fingers. All the way over. Flip your hips over. Try to touch your toes and your fingertips. Stretch, stretch. Same the other side. Roll your hips over. Touch your toes and your toes to your fingertips. I'm cheating, put my head on the pillow. And that's always okay. Because sometimes you can get a deeper stretch if your neck and your head aren't uncomfortable. Your neck gets really stiff and tired from lugging your nug around. And if you need to rest it so you can actually get a deeper stretch, use them in restorative anyway. You actually take some of the pressure off. Because you want to think about what all of your body is doing and feeling. Try to stretch your knee out here. Back around. Bring those knees together and up. And cheat a little bit. Let's clamshell. All the way up and all the way down. My bad side's not a fan of this one either. So I'm only going to do a few on this side, and then we're going to flip over and do the other side. But you get the idea. Here. Alright. So, I know I've showed you this one before. This is a good one. Actually strengthen your hip flexors and a lot of other muscles over there. Glutes and so on. Tricky because you're working these muscles right here. Right? You're working your front of your leg, your lower abs on this side, your pelvic muscles, and your glutes are all like, hey, wait a minute. Okay. So what you're going to do here, I'll show you. Bring this one back. And you want to stop right above your bottom one. Go forward. Stop right above your bottom one. If you want to do a few, do a set like that. I know this is my warped leg again on the top. Sorry, here it looks a little funky because it is funky. It's amazing things considering I lost 12% of the function in it. But it hasn't been without pain. And then you can do a set forward and back. About where it would be if I hadn't worked as hard as I have at yoga, and always going to have to, so might as well enjoy it. The other thing about your hips getting bad and your arthritis and everything is some joints are have fluid, what we call synovial fluid, and that fluid dries up, and we get arthritis. So it's important to try to keep your hips lubricated, and I'll show you after we get done with this side. I'll show you one pose that'll do that. You might hear the sound of old age. You might hear the sound of middle age. And you can also, after you do a few sets of these, we're working on muscle control right here. After, you can throw in, after you do these, you can throw in before or after some side leg lifts. Like so. I'm throwing a few. And the other maneuver I just showed you helps work on your love handles. So, one thing, there's my belly, just you, me, and my belly. To keep your hips, not your lips, your hips too. Keeps your hips lubricated. Keep your knees together. Rotate to the other side. Take your time with this one. Try not to lean back on your pelvis bone and your hands too much. Try to stay on the back side of your sitting bones. Again, I apologize about my belly. You can also do that. You can also do that when on your back. Alright. A couple more here. Back up a little bit so you don't have to. So, we're gonna stretch those guys, right? Make sure that your knees and your hands are shoulder and hip width apart. Okay, and we're going to lift up here. Bring it up just as far as you can. Which, this again, this is my bad side, and that's as good as it gets. You've seen some of these poses before. Let me turn around so the other side so you can do more. I know you've seen a lot of some of these poses before. It's because they work really well for me with bad hips, if you have bad hips. Just bring it up as far as you can. Now we're going to add a leg extension. Up, all the way out, stretch, stretch. And down. Up, all the way out. And down. And this will make your stretch, and hopefully you're feeling a little fatigue in your glutes. Alright, bring your knees down a little bit. Very slowly lower back. All the way down as far as you can. Stretch your arms out, or you can also fold your arms and put your head on them. You stretch your arms out. Bring your head all the way down, go to child's pose. Make sure you're on all fours. Spread your knees apart. Make sure the hip width apart and your shoulder width apart. Very carefully drop your lower back. Extend your chin up. Inhale. Punch your chin all the way up. Let your back drop. Push your shoulders up. Raise your hips up. Exhale on the way down as you go into cat. Now push your shoulders up. Push, push, push. A lot of folks will drop their chin to their chest, and that's too far. You just kind of want to let it be between your shoulder blades. Flows through the two. Exhale on your cat. You can certainly do a few more of these. The other thing you can do is when you're doing the leg extensions that I just showed you, one thing that you can add in there, I don't even honestly know if I can do these two, but I am going to show you. And there's instructors 30 and 40 years younger than me can knock these right out, but I'll give it the old college try. Because this really does help the lower back, the sciatica, glutes, and so on. So when you're on your all fours, after you do a leg extension, pick one of you. Let me use my good leg. I know I keep talking about my bad leg. Bad leg's really bothering me because it got cold outside. So you can do, a few leg extensions, a little pulse right here. But bend your knee. You can even put a book on the bottom of your foot. Make sure it's flat. I wouldn't use Grandma's China. And push up. Because this will help work your butt, but also relieve a little bit of that tension in your arse. You can do a few, like I said, 8 leg extensions to warm it up a little bit. I showed you this in the last one, sorry, but I know I've been talking about this a lot. Can't do too many videos about it, and I know a lot of people who suffer from lower back problems and hip problems and so on. Like I said, I don't know if I can do this, but I'll give it the old college try. So your pillow should be right underneath your hips. And then slide back just a little bit. So the pillow's right kind of on the top part of your pelvis, lower ab. This also will relieve tension in your lower back. When you have lower tension, like a lot of lower back pain, you actually want to lay on your stomach to kind of counter posture it. And after we do this stress reliever right here, we're going to go into a frog, and then you'll be done with me. Because a frog is a really good one for sciatica also. So you should be able to feel this stretch out your glutes a little bit. You know what you could do too, let me see if I can do it or not, is after we do this, see if we can slide the pillow out and go right into a puppy. Ooh, that'll be fun. Let's try that. I've never tried that one before. Let's try that. Alright, bring your knees up. Push up. You could probably do both at once. If you're younger and sprier than me, but I'll work on that one. That was cool. So do one side at a time. This will help strengthen your lower back also. It might actually if you do it enough, might put some shape back to your booty. So I should definitely do it more. My hip really hates this one. Alright, well that gives you some idea. It's a little bit more of a progression there. With this is good, like I said, to relieve the tension. Lay your palms flat. Come up on your knees. Elevate your hips. Stretch yourself out a little bit. Keep your elbows and your palms flat on the floor. Elevate your hips. Lean forward. And then slowly lean back. Elevate those hips. Stretch. A little bit more. If you know dogs, this is basically, they call it the puppy pose, but it's basically a play bow. If you know your dogs, it's called a play bow. It's what a dog does when he wants another dog to play with him. Is he bows down to him a little bit and wags his butt real high in there, and his tail beginning to play with him. It's a play bow. They call it puppy pose, but. Sorry, I had to experience my stomach for so long there. So hopefully, stretch out one more time here. These yoga pants always slide. This on Velcro. One more time in the cobbler. Deep breath in. Excuse me. I got a burpee on your stomach. That's a good thing. Exhale on the way down.